Okay, so multimodal AI, it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's where it's at. Really starting to get interesting.
Definitely.
And you sent over this MixEval-X. Any evaluations from real world data mixtures research paper.
Yeah.
And honestly, like it highlights something
Yeah.
kind of crucial
Yeah.
about how we should be judging these new AI models that are coming out.
It's a bit of a wake-up call, this paper.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, is it even possible to fairly compare different types of AI
Exactly.
using the same kind of tests?
Yeah, like imagine.
Because it's not like they're all doing the same thing.
Right. Imagine using the same test to judge, like a chat bot, versus a self-driving car.
Right.
It doesn't work, right?
Yeah, it's like we're in this, like, Wild West moment, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it seems like with AI evaluation,
I know.
that's kind of what we've been doing.
We've been so focused on, like, breakthroughs, in individual areas.
Right, like image recognition or
language processing, that we've kind of overlooked this
core problem.
This fundamental problem.
Yeah.
Which is that these different areas, they often have
totally different evaluation standards.
Completely different evaluation standards, yeah.
So then how do we actually compare them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really say that one model is definitively better than another.
Yeah.
If they're being judged.
On completely different.
On entirely different criteria.
Yeah, it's apples and oranges.
Exactly. It is.
You can't compare them.
And here's the other issue.
Okay.
Even when we do have benchmarks, right?
Okay.
They often fail to reflect the kind of
the messiness
of real world data.
Of the real world. It's all very sanitized.
Okay. Imagine, like, judging a self-driving car solely on how well it navigates. A perfectly marked
like a test track.
Test course in sunny weather.
Right. And that's not real driving.
Exactly.
That's not going to tell you how to handle a downpour.
A downpour, yeah.
Or like a detour.
An unexpected detour, exactly.
Yeah.
And so this research paper, I mean, this is what they call out, right? Like this disconnect between traditional curated data sets and the unpredictable data that AI actually encounters in the real world.
So it's like a double whammy?
It is a double whammy.
Okay, so we've got inconsistent evaluation across different types of AI.
Yeah. And
we have this gap between like our testing environments and real world performance.
Absolutely.
So for someone like me, I'm not an AI expert.
Sure.
I'm just trying to keep up with all of this.
Yeah.
What does this actually mean for me?
I think it means we need to be more discerning consumers of AI news.
Okay.
Don't just accept these claims of like breakthrough performance at face value.
Right. So we need to be more critical.
Yeah, without standardized real world evaluations.
Right.
It's really tough to tell how significant those breakthroughs really are.
Yeah. It's like those like miracle weight loss pills.
Totally.
You got to read the fine print. Okay, so that makes me even more curious then about this MixEval-X benchmark that they're proposing.
Yes.
Because it sounds like they're trying to address.
They are, and they're doing it in a really innovative way.
Okay.
But we'll get into that in just a moment.
Okay, so we've talked about the problem. Now tell me more about this MixEval-X solution.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
MixEval-X.
Okay.
It's basically a new benchmark.
Okay.
Specifically designed to evaluate AI models across all these different data types and tasks.
So instead of having all these separate tests, we've got like one mega test.
It's like a decathlon for AI.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Instead of just like running, jumping, and throwing,
exactly.
We're going to do it all.
Yeah. It's testing like the full suite of capabilities.
So instead of testing if an AI can like write a poem or recognize a cat in a picture, it's more about, can it do all of these things?
Yeah, how well can it handle a bunch of different things thrown at it?
Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah.
So what are they actually throwing at it, though? What kind of stuff are we talking about?
This is the really innovative part.
Okay.
MixEval-X uses data scraped from the web to make the tests more realistic.
Okay, hold on.
We're talking
about
massive amounts of data.
Okay.
Pulled from like social media, news sites, e-commerce platforms.
Yeah.
Basically all the places
where like the real internet
AI would actually be interacting.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So instead of like perfectly labeled images of cats and dogs.
Right. And carefully curated text.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the Wild West, right?
Yeah.
It's memes.
Memes, okay.
Blurry vacation photos.
Right.
Customer reviews full of emojis. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's like forcing these AI models to deal with the real world.
It forces them to grapple with the same kind of messy, unpredictable data that, frankly, humans deal with every day.
That we deal with every day. Okay, so it's like the difference between practicing your golf swing at like a driving range versus actually going out.
Versus playing on a real course.
And playing around.
Yeah, like the real world is full of surprises.
The real world is bumpy.
Bumpy, yeah.
There are divots everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but to make things even more organized, I guess.
MixEval-X focuses on like 3 key areas of AI capability.
Okay, so break that down for me.
So we have understanding, generation.
Okay.
And agents.
Agents, okay.
Yeah.
So understanding sounds pretty straightforward.
It's pretty intuitive.
Okay, so this is about how well an AI can...
It's how well the AI can interpret different types of data.
Okay.
Right.
So, like, can it describe what's happening in an image?
Exactly. Can it accurately describe what's happening in an image, even if it's poorly lit?
Right.
Or taken from an odd angle?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Can it transcribe a conversation?
Okay.
Where... people are talking over each other.
Where it's noisy.
Noisy or using slang, like all that stuff.
Okay, yeah, those are all things.
Those are all, understanding challenges.
That we take for granted.
We do.
As humans.
Right. We kind of instinctively filter out noise and ambiguity. But that's actually a really tough task for AI.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then what about generation tasks?
Right. So generation tasks.
Okay.
These evaluate how well an AI can create things.
Okay.
Right? So
this is more in the creative realm.
It is.
Okay.
It's how well an AI can create things like images, text, music.
Even video.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's taking a concept and bringing it to life.
Right, so not just regurgitating.
Exactly. This goes beyond just mimicking existing examples.
Okay, so this is about...
So MixEval-X is looking at how well... AI models can generate original creative content.
So really creative stuff.
Based on different prompts and constraints.
Like a human would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. That's super fascinating.
Right.
So we've got AI trying to understand the world.
Yeah.
And then AI trying to create things that are in the world.
What about these agent tasks?
Right, so agent tasks.
What's that?
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
This is about testing.
Okay.
And AI's ability to plan and make decisions.
In real time or?
Yeah, in a dynamic environment.
In a dynamic environment?
Think of it like this.
Okay.
Imagine an AI assistant. That can not only understand your request to, book a flight to Paris. But then also navigate the complexities.
All the little details.
Of finding the best deal, booking the right tickets, maybe even arranging transportation to and from the airport.
So it's like taking all those little tasks
it's like
and actually doing them.
Yeah, it's graduating from being a helpful tool to being a kind of
a proactive problem solver. Okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
And MixEval-X actually creates these simulated environments where AI agents can be tested on their ability to,
to be in the world, essentially.
Learn to adapt and to achieve specific goals.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So they've built this benchmark.
They have.
That covers understanding, generation, and agents. And it's all based on this messy real-world data.
Right. Which is the exciting part.
What did they find when they put it to the test?
That's where the results get really thought-provoking.
Okay, so spill the tea.
Right.
What jumped out at you from these findings?
Well, one of the most interesting things was how well the proprietary models.
Okay.
So, things like Google's Gemini and Anthropic's Claude performed on understanding tasks.
Okay.
Like they consistently outperformed.
These are the big boys.
Yeah. They've got the resources. They've got the data.
Makes sense.
So,
they're going to do well. They've got a little bit of a head start.
Well, and they've also got computers,
Yeah, they've got the computing power that
heck you need.
A lot of open source projects just can't compete with
It's like a well-funded research lab.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus like
it's like
a group of passionate volunteers.
A couple of people in their garage. Yeah.
Exactly.
But, you know, it's not all doom and gloom for open source.
Okay. Yeah.
The research showed that, you know, open source models excelled in specific areas.
Okay. Like what?
Like audio processing, for example.
Okay.
So it indicates that with a little more time and resources, they could catch up.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
So it's like a real AI space race is happening.
Totally a space race.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So anything else from these results?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting how significant the impact of data quality was.
Okay, so like how, so
for example, with image understanding.
Okay.
The resolution of the image really mattered.
Okay.
Like it played a huge role.
So garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah,
this applies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even for AI.
Even with AI, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So what about these generation tasks?
Right.
Where the AI is actually making stuff.
Yeah, so that's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Because what they found is this fascinating divergence between human judgment and AI assessment.
So something that looks good to us.
Yeah, especially for images, videos, audio.
Right, might not.
Yeah, it might not get the same rating from an AI.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah, it brings up all sorts of questions about, you know, subjective taste.
Right, because what even is good?
Right, like how do we even define good?
Yeah, exactly.
AI output.
If we can't even agree as humans.
Yeah, especially, right. When even humans can't agree.
Right.
What's, you know.
It's aesthetically pleasing.
Aesthetically pleasing.
Or like even emotionally resonant. Right?
Emotionally resonant, yeah, totally.
It's making me think that we might have to like rethink.
It challenges us to think differently about how we evaluate creativity in general.
Yeah, especially if it's coming from a machine.
Especially from a machine, yeah.
Okay, that's deep, man.
It is.
So
it's really interesting stuff.
Okay, to sum up, we've been using flawed methods.
In some ways, yeah. For a long time. I think, this research shows how crucial it is to evaluate AI in ways that are, you know,
more comprehensive.
Comprehensive and connected to the real world.
Connected to the real world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, especially as AI becomes more integrated into our everyday
lives. Yeah, we can't just be used.
Right, because the stakes are getting higher.
Exactly.
We need to move beyond, you know, simplistic metrics.
Right.
And really scrutinize how these systems perform.
In complex situations.
In the messy, complex situation.
Yeah, because they're only going to get more complex.
And more creative.
And more creative. Yeah. And those old benchmarks might not cut it.
They might not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, you have given our listeners a lot to think about today.
A lot to chew on.
As we venture into this.
Yeah, it's a brave new world.
This brave new world of AI.
It is. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, yeah.
On this deep dive into the world of multimodal AI.
Always a pleasure.
And until next time.
Yeah.
Stay curious.
Stay curious.